You have to rise with the ranks together. You know, rising with the ranks together means organizing and fighting and demanding. That's the only way union ever got organized. That's the only way women ever won any demands. That's the only way African Americans in this country have ever won anything. They did it by fighting, by standing up. First, sometimes small groups of people, but then mass numbers of people. So that's absolutely important. But it's also it's the way that people break down those divisions. They say, you know, the person who's sitting in front of their TV, railing at the TV, and it's people don't have one-way consciousness. I will bet you that in the United States, there's a spectrum. There's people who are moving to the left, really angry, and go, Bernie Sanders says what I agree with. I got to find out more about socialism. And then there's people who are like, we need to overthrow the system. We need a mass movement. People who end up joining groups like the ISO.
I think it's probably not very revolutionary to just run around calling for revolution all the time. You know, Leninism is about strategizing and analyzing the conditions and finding the best way forward in order to raise the level of struggle so that we can create the biggest, largest, strongest movement in order to overthrow the system.
That's what socialism is about. It's about finally being free to take the resources that we have in society that are already here and beginning to make real, direct decisions that are completely different to what we can imagine today would be possible, and that's really what socialism is. And so, you know, we should be fighting for it, and you should join organizations like ours to be part of a movement that can create something like that. You know, there's a quote that we often use by Marx. Is there somebody holding the ceiling? Okay, great. There's a quote we like to use sometimes by Marx where he says, a revolution is necessary not only because it's the only way that people in power will give up power, but it's also the only way that people who are fighting for a better society become fit to rule.